Now moving on to the eyes, and definitely cream based eyeshadows I have been absolutely loving again. There's many brands that brought out great products throughout the year, like Bourjois brought out some new ones. I got some Bobbi Brown ones which I hadn't really used before, and there's a few other brands, but really my most used ones would have been the Maybelline Colour Tattoos and the MAC paint pots, because MAC brought out a huge range of new coloured paint pots, and of course Maybelline Colour Tattoos are newer obviously than the paint pots, but they have been adding a few new shades. My most used ones would be, first of all, by Maybelline, it would be this On and On Bronze number 35, which is a goldy bronzy colour, and I use this an awful lot. You can see there's a big dent in that. Again, I'd use it on in my kit as well a lot. And then from MAC, Soft Ochre finally came to Ireland. For some reason, like, Soft Ochre hasn't been a pro product or like discontinued or anything like that. It just wasn't available in Ireland forever, like forever. It just wasn't here, or definitely not in Galway anyhow. And then finally it came in a little bit earlier on in the year, and I finally got my hands on it, and it's brilliant. It's just this skin coloured, like, it's very, very basic colour, but it's great for putting anything on because it won't change the colour of what's over it. It looks like a, you know, a concealer, and because it's yellow based, this one here, the Soft Ochre, it will cancel out redness in the eyelid and stuff like that. And these are brilliant for anyone who has an oily eyelid, because it really helps prevent the oil coming through, causing those creases in your eyelids throughout the day and ruining your eye makeup. So these are brilliant. In Ireland, this paint pots cost around 19. I think your Colour Tattoos are going to be around 12 or 11 or something like that, but they are fantastic. Then when it comes to eyeliner, I really don't have to think very hard. I bought 2 more of these recently, but I've had one for about a year and a half or so that was sent to me by SoClum79, and it's this Physicians Formula 2-in-1 Lash Boosting Eyeliner in Serum. It's the Eye Booster. I have this on today for my own eyeliner, and it is kind of a marker style, but it doesn't have a hard nib. It has these little bristles that come up into a, like, they taper up into a fine point, so it's almost like a calligraphy pen or something like that. But this is just brilliant. It does supposedly help with the condition of your eyelashes, but it's more for how smooth and perfect this applies for me, and I get it in ultra black, so it's a lovely, lovely black one. The one that I have that's like a year and a half old is still pretty much alive. It dries out a little bit, but it's easily the best one I've ever used. I highly recommend those to everyone who'll listen. Then for eyeliner, I really loved, I've always used my MAC Feline and those kind of ones, but I recently about 4 or 5 months ago, got the ScandalEyes Kohl pencil by Rimmel, and this is a waterproof pencil. It is just a really, really black, soft, smooth Kohl pencil, and it really lasts a long time on the lash line, which is very important for me. Then I have to mention my Bourjois Shadow and Light Kohl and Contour Pencil. This again is a long lasting one. It's 16 hours. It has a black side on one side, of course, and then it has a white side on the other side, and it's such a handy pencil to have. And again, it's such a soft, ultra black, smooth pencil, and I highly recommend it. I can't stand pencils that dry the skin, and these don't. Then something else that definitely deserves a mention is this 16-hour liquid eyeliner by Bourjois. And this is more of a typical liquid eyeliner. So it has like more of a brush nib like that and a bit of a shinier finish. But this is just a lovely long lasting eyeliner. It doesn't smudge very easily or very quickly. It just goes on perfectly. I have a lot of control with these kind of applicators, but I do find some of the formulas of the eyeliners that come in these applicators aren't always great or very superior, but this one is really lovely, and I highly recommend that as well. Then as far as eyeshadow goes, I think I really have to stick with all my lower end products because I've been loving them, probably more so than my higher end ones for, you know, the last few months. I've come across some really lovely ones. During the summer, at the beginning of the summer, I picked up 2 NYC palettes, so New York colour palettes. These guys here, they are the IndividualEyes palettes. This one is for green eyes, and this one here is meant to be for brown eyes. This is Central Park, and this one's called Union Square. Now the one for green eyes I don't even use as much. I tend to use the one for brown eyes a little bit more, but they cost about €3 or €4. They're very inexpensive. I got them in pennies or in Primark, and they come with an eye primer, which is this creamy eye primer. It's almost like a concealer, but it works really well to smooth out your eyelid. Then you have this highlighting cream, which is pretty much the exact same as Luna by MAC, the cream colour base. I mean, if you had the two of them on together, you probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference. And then it comes with these 4 colours. And the reason I loved the Brown Eyes one so much is I love the purple. The purple is a little bit, it's a little bit like Sketch, in between like Nocturnal and Sketch by MAC. It was just this beautiful colour, and the colour payoff is brilliant on them, particularly for the price, but even if they were more expensive, I'd still think they're brilliant. This guy here is very like a bronze colour by MAC. This one here would be more like Cork, and this one here would be like Brulee, and they came on holiday with me during the summer and I thought they were absolutely fab. I'll show you the green eye one as well. So again, these bits here, they're the same. You have something a little bit more like Shroom. The colour, again, payoff is brilliant. You have something here that is a bit like Gorgeous Gold. You have something more like Espresso, and something here that's a little bit like maybe in between Smut and Sketch again, just a darker, grapey colour. It's just lovely, and I'd highly recommend those ones as well for anyone who's looking for a cheaper palette but something that you could just bring with you. It does, you know, it kind of does a lot for you. They're brilliant. Then during the end of the summer as well, Max Factor released these guys here in their Wild collection, I think, and there were a good few Wild shadow pots, and the colour payoff of these, particularly for, you know, them being pharmacy or drugstore, even though I think, you know, pharmacy stuff has improved immensely over the last couple of years, they're brilliant. They're just lovely, lovely products. This one is called Savage Rose, and I've been using that a lot. I will link to, again, of course, the blog posts on this below. And then this one here was lovely. It was a bit like Stars and Rockets by MAC. It's Vicious Purple. Just beautiful, beautiful colours, and I really, really fell in love with them when I got my hands on them during the summer, so those were fantastic. Then of course, Catrice, I'll probably mention a lot throughout this. I fell in love particularly with their liquid metal eyeshadows. So there's a good few in the range. This one is Golden Roses by, and it's number 20. Just a lovely rose gold, which isn't that, you know, exceptional, but these guys only cost like €4. And then their Absolute Eye colours are just as lovely as well. These are a little bit less expensive again, they're only €3, and this is Lilac Del Ray. They're just the softest, smoothest feeling products, and they're just lovely. So again, I was so impressed with those, and I have so many of them from the range at this stage, and I plan to keep on building up. And then I definitely need to mention the Bourjois little pots. This is my all-time favourite highlighter. It's the number 8 Ombre Paupier, so it's just a lovely, lovely, lovely highlighting eyeshadow. And then their Intense pots are lovely as well. So I have a few of these guys. They're just, the colour payoff is lovely. This guy here is more of a sheer one that has glitter in it, but they're just lovely, lovely products. For something that doesn't cost an arm and a leg. They're about €10, so they're not the cheapest ever. And this is my favourite black at the moment because it's so black. Okay, so for mascara now next, definitely I think hands down my favourite mascara throughout the year was the InExtreme Dimension mascara by MAC. It was their newest offering, I think, and it's this, the ultra black is the one I usually use. This is just the normal one, but it has a really unique wand or brush to it in that there's certain panels along the sides of the brush that have no bristles on it. So by using those panels, you really coat the lashes, like it just gets tons of product on there, and then you can just rotate it the tiniest bit so that the bristles then brush that product through and then really bring it through from the root to the end of the lashes. It has one of those little kind of ball shaped tops to it, so you can really use that to get into the shorter areas and into those niggly bottom ones, and it's just a really lovely volumizing, quite dramatic mascara without it being clumpy or anything like that. So I really love this. It is a higher price tag than some of the other MAC mascaras. They used to all be around 16-15 in Ireland, then they went up to 18, and then MAC started bringing out these slightly more luxurious ones, and this is one of them. So it's about 23 or 24.50, but I don't mind paying for it because it's brilliant. And then I definitely need to mention this guy for an honourable mention. It is the I Love Extreme Crazy Volume Mascara by Essence. So this is going to cost about a tenth of what the InExtreme Dimension one by MAC costs, but it's so similar. Now the formula is a little bit different. I find it's a tiny bit drier, and after like several hours of wearing it you might get 1 or 2 little bits falling down, but because it only costs about €3 I don't mind. The wand though has the same kind of look to it. It's the exact same. It has some of those panels that have no product or no bristles on it, and then it's the exact same. Actually, I can't really even tell any difference. So if you want the same kind of look as the InExtreme Dimension mascara gives, go for this. And the packaging is really, really cute as well, but this is brilliant. I mean, it's really, really good for, you know, the price tag and everything, and I definitely think that's really good for anyone who's on a bit of a budget. For eyebrow products, I'm definitely going to have to say Catrice again. They have these brilliant eyebrow stylist pencils which have a spoolie on one end and then your pencil on this end. And I have a few of these for my kit and stuff like that. I have two colours. This is Brown Eyed Peas, and then I have a slightly lighter one called, no, these are both Brown Eyed Peas. Anyhow, I have the Dating Ashton, or the one lower down, and I love those. I use them to death. Then I also use their tinted brow gel, which is called the EyeBrow Filler, and their Lash Brow Designer Gel, which is a clear one, and I highly recommend all those. They even have a powder that I like as well. I haven't used it in the last few months, but I used to use it a lot more towards the start of the year before I was using these, but I just have been using them constantly for my eyebrow stuff recently. Then moving on to lips. So for, like, say a neutral or a nude lip, definitely this Long Lasting Lip Pencil by Catrice. Again, Catrice, like 2013 was the year of Catrice for me, definitely. There's no ifs and buts about it. And I was very sad when they discontinued their old formula lip pencils, but then they replaced them with these. And I got this one, which was these are waterproof as well. It's the what Rose would do. What's it called? Yeah, that's what Rose would do. And there was another one called Lost in the Rosewood that I loved, which was one of those ones you twist up, and I didn't think I'd like this as much, and it's so really, really good, especially for the price. Just as good as like a MAC, like Subculture or Dervish or any of them. Brilliant. Really, really highly recommend that. And then for my more kind of colourful lip pencils or my deeper ones, it's my MAC ones. And I got Currant throughout the year, I got Vino, I still need to get a Night Moth, I have Auburn, I've Brick, I've Cherry, I've Red, I have pretty much all the reds. I just love the MAC range of lip liners, the red shades. They do some really great pink ones as well. They only have about 3 pink lip pencils, but for red lip liners, go to MAC. They just do the best red lip liners, and they're really, really fantastic products. I really highly recommend them as well. Lipsticks, I really didn't have to think hard about this. The Viva Glam 1 by MAC, which is a charity lipstick. I did a video on this, so I'll link to that below as well. This has been pretty much my favourite red throughout the year. It's that perfect deep kind of oxblood, lovely burgundy red. It's just a lovely blue based red as well. I'm obsessed with the blue based reds because they make your teeth look a lot whiter than they are, and that's brilliant. And then slightly more kind of, I'll just swatch this one for you. So that's the Viva Glam 1. And then this is a slightly more of a berry shade red, and this is Hang Up by MAC. This is a CremeSheen, so it's a bit more purpley red, that as well. It's just beautiful, beautiful, and the CremeSheens are really comfortable on the lips. All of these are really comfortable on the lips, even this, the Viva Glam 1, even though it's matte, it's not very, very drying. As far as a luxury lipstick goes, MAC brought out these guys throughout the year, which was the Mineralize Rich Lipsticks, and these were a lot more expensive. They are $26.50, so you're paying almost like £7 more. But they are beautiful on. Now, I just realised I haven't used this too much in videos throughout the year. I used it in my New Year's Eve video. But these are so creamy and smooth and luxurious, and they contain all these like brilliant, very, very moisturising and hydrating products in them. But like they'd have waxes and like kind of oily butters to make sure that they last on your lips as well. So these are really beautiful. And this guy here, which is a lovely, lovely neutral shade, it is Luxe Naturale. And it is definitely one of my favourite neutral or nude lipsticks as well. And then of course I have to speak about the one that I'm wearing on my lips today, and it is this Tom Ford Crimson Noir lipstick. The colour, it's actually the texture and the finish and everything more so than the colour that I fell in love with, because I actually thought it was going to be a deeper red like these. It's a bit of a brighter red, it reminds me of MAC red, but the formula is like next to none. It's impeccable. It's just so, so beautiful and smooth and creamy. I'm probably repeating myself with the same words throughout the whole video, but it really is brilliant. And even though it costs an arm and a leg, it's like €46 here in Ireland, I love it. Then I need to speak about these kind of crayons, lipstick crayons. I had a bit of a love affair with these throughout the year. This guy here is the Bourjois Colour Boost Glossy Finish Lipstick, and this is in the colour, this is number 6 Plum Russian. So you can see there, it's a bit like, you know, in the same family as these guys, and that's why I love this, because I've been wearing so many of these colour lipsticks throughout the year. If my lips start to get a little bit dry throughout the day, especially if I'm wearing more of a matte one. Sorry about that guys, my camera cut out. So basically I was just saying that these are really good for over your lipstick, you know, as the day goes on, especially a matte lipstick if it has dried out your lips a little bit. And then when it comes to a neutral shade of one of these lip crayons, easily the most worn one is this one by Zoeva in Nude Hero. It's their, I think they're just called the lipstick pencils, and since I've gotten it, it lives on my lip if I have a nude lip on, and I often wear it just by itself. And they're just these lovely creamy lip pencils with a nice low enough gloss, like it's not too gloopy or anything like that. So that's why I love these. I love these because they have more of a balm gloss finish rather than a high gloss sticky finish of actual glosses, because I don't actually really wear lip glosses so much. That's why I love these, because they give that shine that I like without the texture that I don't like of the lip glosses. Then I think that's pretty much it for makeup. When it comes to brushes, then I'm going to say two brands. Easily it would be the Real Techniques and Zoeva. I'll just show one or two from each. For Real Techniques, this would probably be my most used Real Techniques brush, and it's the blusher brush, but I use this for powder. It's a really nice big size, and it's so soft. Even though they're synthetic, you know, they're more ethically sound, they have the softest touch, because other like Teflon brushes or like those synthetic hairs can just be really cheap and slippy and stuff, but these aren't. These actually act like a natural hair bristle would, so it picks up the powder really well. It doesn't, like, you know, pick it up and then just let it fly everywhere like some of the other synthetic ones can do. So it really is brilliant. It's so soft, it doesn't leave any like marks in your face or anything like that, so that's one of the reasons I love it. It being tapered as well towards the tip, you can use the tip then to go in around any of the smaller areas, and it's just a really beautiful brush. So they're brilliant. I get those in Boots. And then for Zoeva, this one here is the 228 crease brush, and this is what I think the 224 from MAC should be like. I think the old 224 by MAC, before they changed, was more like this. So it's just a lovely fluffy brush, but it still tapers in at the top. It gives the most beautiful blend when you're using it, and it's a really luxurious looking and feeling brush as well. So they are absolutely beautiful. And then another brush that I use a lot from Zoeva, it's this number 110 Face Shape brush. So I use this a lot for like blusher, but mainly for contour and for highlights. And it's really, highlights, yeah, why did I get confused there? For highlighting. And it's really good for like thicker cream foundations and stuff like that that you really need to buff into place. So that's another brilliant one. And again, it just has a really luxurious kind of feel to it. I did do videos on these before, so I'll link to that below. And then for my last product of my favourites from 2013, and this is this was like the real game-changing product for me, and that's why I'm leaving it to here, because this made the biggest difference I feel of my face. Yeah, so it would be this guy here, the Redermic Ore by La Roche-Posay. I'm on my second one. I've been using it since April or so, and I've yet to do a video on retinol, but this is a retinol treatment. So basically what it's done is it's smoothed out my skin no end. It has really reduced some of the fine lines that I've had on my face, because, you know, I'm not the youngest in the whole world anymore. I'm like 31, so I do have a few fine lines. I've been getting them since I was in like my mid to late 20s, and they do accumulate. And this has really helped. And it's also helped with the texture of my skin, but not only that, it has really helped with the clarity of my skin. I rarely get breakouts anymore, and retinol was originally developed for acne treatment, as an acne treatment, so it really helps with that. This is brilliant. This is the highest concentration you can get over the counter. It's hard enough to get in Galway, but or in Ireland, but you can get it online. So I got it on Amazon.co.uk, I think, and it's absolutely brilliant. It's about 26 sterling, no, 26 euro. It's around 20 or 30 euro anyhow. Around the 30s mark, we'll say, but it's brilliant and it lasts for ages. So this is easily my like best game-changing makeup product of 2013. So that's it. I'm sure this was the longest video in the whole world. I look forward to trying out loads of new products in 2014 and coming up with new favourites and stuff like that. But in the meantime, thanks a million for watching, guys, and I'll chat to y'all really soon. Slán!